Hey folks, welcome to ADOM, Ancient Domains of Mystery. This is a game by a developer called Thomas Biskup, who played Nethack and then realised there was stuff in Nethack he didn't like, so went on and made his own game. But honestly, this game is so different from Nethack that they're not even really relatable. This is much closer to a classic fantasy RPG game with some Dungeons and Dragons kind of, inspired stuff. It's much more like a role-playing game. It's got a persistent game map. It's got some really interesting features, like the monsters vary in kind of strength depending on, from game to game. So, a troll doesn't always have the same hit points or the same kind of attacks. It kind of varies. It's kind of procedurally generated. So that's one thing that's really nice about this. It's got the persistent game map. Basically means that there are dungeons in it that are always in the game. Then the levels in the dungeons are randomly generated as always, like they are in hack-like games. But once they're generated, they stay there. They don't regenerate like they do in Angband-like games or band-likes, like in Sil. So going up and down stairs, you'll be back in familiar territory. ADOM's a complicated game, and I'd say that I've been playing Tome a little bit and Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and I realise I don't like those games. And the reason why I don't like them is they've been gradually streamlined over the years to make them easier to play and quicker to play. And in doing so, they've really lost a lot of what I like about role-playing games, which is, sure, there's a lot of extraneous key presses and stuff in some of the older games like ADOM, but actually that stuff I like. I really like the immersion that you have when you're kind of going into a UI and you're exploring it almost, and it really gives you a connection to the game. Also, like in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and stuff, you can't even like open and close doors manually. I think it's the same with Tome. You automatically pick up items, all this kind of stuff. I don't like it. It just you might as well just automate the whole game. That's the way I feel. Those are really good games in their own respect, by the way. I just don't. They're not for me. They're too simplistic. They are very carefully balanced, and there's nothing extraneous in them. So there's nothing in there for fun and flavor really. It's all just function, and they're too functional for me. I don't like games that are just too functional. I like games to have fluff and red herrings and interesting things, and a little bit of heart. I feel that they're a little bit soulless, whereas ADOM is not soulless. The developer who made this game, Thomas Biskup, he tried to take out all the stuff from Nethack that really brought him out of the fantasy experience, and really went deep into the role-playing side. He's come up with this whole story. It's got all these cool little quests in the game. It's just a really cool game. I'm just going to turn this music down a bit. Okay, we're going to make a character. I'm going to make a fighter character. So we're going to get this is going to be your star sign. It gives you some bonuses basically. So we're going to go with Dragon. This is the star sign, and it gives 10% increases from tactics settings. We'll see what that does later. -3 to initial willpower, +2 to initial strength, +2 to initial toughness. Cost to weapon, increased weapon skills are reduced by 10%. Combat magic is 10% cheaper in power points. Okay, we're going to go with that. We're going to pick a male today. We're going to go with a human. And I'm going to go with a fighter too. Man, this music is loud. I've already turned it down to 33%. Okay. And we're going to pick our attributes. Now, ADOM's got a bit of a weird thing in it, and this is what I mean by it's got some old school design, and it's very it's very unique to the developer, let's say. Man, this music is still way too loud. Okay. So you've got points to use, which are distributed between your different these attribute values, and they all give you different things. Now, what I will say is that it's not the amount of points you use, it's the amount of picks that you have. The amount of choices that you have will gain you more or less talents. Okay, so it kind of it's weird, the algorithm it uses. It's just a weird little thing that this is the sort of thing that they removed from games like Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup that I really like, because it's just really weird and interesting. Okay, I'm going to put in some strength. I want a decent strong character because we're going to play a fighter. And I'm going to leave the stats relatively similar, I think, or really relatively kind of, what am I trying to say? Relatively vanilla. Now, you see, we've got 3 points left, but we've actually gained 2 talents. What that means is we've hit that magic number where, we've picked so many. I think it's it might be some multiples of 4 or something. When you hit a multiple of 4, a multiple of 7 or something weird, then you gain an extra talent, right? So what we can do here, it kind of encourage. Why this is good, by the way, even though it's kind of hard to understand, the reason why it's good is it encourages you not to just to play with the same build every single time and to kind of juggle things around. It's really, really clever game design, but it's unfashionable now because modern game design just seems to want to streamline everything so it's easy for beginners to play, and I'm not a big fan of that, as you guys know. Anyway, we don't need so much mana. I don't care about the appearance. We're going to drop. Yeah, there we go. We've used all our points. Look, and now we've got 2 talents gained. So we hit that magic number. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that. So, you were born to be a male human. Blonde hair, green eyes, light complexion. Parents belong to the middle class. Average people in average quarters. Your father is a craftsman of mediocre talent. Okay. During your childhood, one of your uncles taught you a lot of things about the history of your people. Your vast knowledge on the legends and the lore of your people made you very popular with your friends because of all the exciting stories you knew. As a youth, you spent a lot of time in the wilds, exploring woods, and generally enjoying your freedom. You had a lot of fun and learned to value the treasures of nature. As a young adult, you tried many occupations before finally deciding on one to pursue. This has left you with a very broad taste of lore. Okay, this probably informs the skills that you get. The game, on top of the attributes that you get, which are your kind of, physical attributes, physical and mental attributes, you also get skills that you can learn. At the age of 21, you end your apprenticeship and are now a fully learned fighter. Okay, now here's the talents we get to pick. Some of them you only get to pick at the very start of the game at level 1, right? And so it depends on really what you want to do with your character. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to get wrecked in the first part of the game, all right? The first few times I play, it's been a while since I played ADOM. I can't even remember what half the stats do. But we're going to work it out as we go. I did have a quick look at the wiki to work out some of the stuff. And the game's got a very good in-game manual. Well, it's got an in-game manual. It's a little bit... It's not organised very well, I'd say. Sorry, Thomas. It's still kind of old and, not very well organised. But some of it's well organised. And it's quite comprehensive. Okay, let's have a look. So I think we're going to go with... Now, we want to get one of the level 1 only things, I think. Learning +2 is good. That's kind of interesting because this makes it so that you can learn skills a little bit faster. But I think we're going to go... We want to be able to defend against... Yeah, we want more toughness, I think, and more dexterity. So I'm going to go with dexterity and toughness, I think, just to keep myself alive. I'm going to call him Sir Harold. There we go. Okay. So, for 6,000 years, the world of Ancardia was a serene world unmolested by the forces of chaos. But now, the sinister forces of evil and darkness have opened a gateway somewhere deep under the mountains of the Draculaur chain, or within the mountains. Terrors from unknown dimensions flood the world of Ancardia and wreak havoc, spreading corruption ever faster. Now it's up to you to explore the Draculaur chain, meet its inhabitants, find the source of chaos and defeat it. Or maybe even join forces with it and conquer the world. Yeah, so you can do some cool stuff in this game. So ADOM's got this persistent game map, this overworld map, and it's quite big. And you start off in the top right here. You're entering the Draculaur chain. So you've entered the Draculaur chain across a treacherous mountain path. The weather is mild and comfortable. A slight wind is blowing. And we're on a road. Okay, so we've got an introductory starter dungeon here, which we can go into. And I'd advise you do this the first few times you play. When you've got used to the game, you don't really need to go into the dungeon. This is the unassuming cave, okay? All of the dungeons, there's a couple of random ones that crop up in different places, but most of the dungeons will be in the same place on the overland map. This gives this game a persistent feel, and it gives players who play ADOM challenges, okay? And it's hard. It's a hard game, man. To complete ADOM, apparently, is quite difficult. It's a real achievement if you can win this game. You might be playing it for 10 years and never complete it. So it's really... I don't mean in one game. I mean, you might be trying to win this game for 10 years over and over, because it is a difficult game. But, like I say, there's some randomization in the dungeons. Now, the dungeon locations... Most of them are always in the same place, but every single dungeon will have randomly generated floors. But unlike band-like games where, you go down the maze of the maze of stairs, and every time you go up and down, it regenerates the map. This is like Nethack in that it doesn't do that. So once you've gone down onto a level, if you go up again, by the same stairs, it will be the same layout. So you can stash items around. It's kind of it's a really interesting type of roguelike this is. Anyway, let's go into this starter cave. Okay. We've immediately got a goblin here. You enter a rather unremarkable cave complex. An easy wind is going, and you feel that life is rife with new experiences to make. Okay. So, we've got loads of commands in here. This is the manual. Like I said, it's not a bad manual, actually. I think I was being a bit unfair. What you really need to do is you need to read the game in general and the monster memory. I think this could be this is the bit that I think needs a little bit better organization, but it's massive list, basically. But this will tell you all the important stuff, like what all the statistics in combat mean, all that. I'd like that broken up a little bit more, but other than that, it's pretty good. It gives you a quick introduction. There's a list of all the races and skills. And yeah, the game in general and the monster memory. All this kind of stuff. Guide for beginners. ADOM's really, really good. You don't have to pay for it, by the way. There's a free version available online on Thomas's site, and you can go and grab the free version if you just want to play in ASCII. I'm playing in tiles because I think more people will watch it if I'm playing in tiles. I generally play in ASCII in these games, but ADOM's got really nice tiles. Like the developer really went all out in making a tile set for this game, and it's really, really nice. Now, I think L is look. Yeah, there we are, look. So here we go. A gremlin. Ah, these things are kind of annoying. Okay, I managed to kill it. So you hit the gremlin and transform it into a mangled heap. That's what that's the stuff that it says once you kill stuff. It's always the same one. I say we found some arrows here. And we'll have a look at the items that we've got. We've got chainmail on our body. We've got a light cloak, a broadsword, medium shield, and heavy boots. And we'll probably have a bunch of other stuff as well. So we've just picked up some arrows. We've got 3 torches, a box with flint and steel, a tinderbox, iron ration, which is just a ration that lasts a long time. We've got some gold. Okay, now, if we go back to the inventory, we can actually equip as our tool the torches. We might need those. We've also got missiles, so we're going to equip the arrows. Hopefully they're not cursed. No, okay. There are cursed items in this game. And I'll just explain briefly what all these numbers mean on the armor. So you've basically got... In the brackets, in the curly brackets, this is the effects that you have when you're trying to hit other things, okay, wearing this armor. So this is 2 hit melee penalty, and this is a 2, an archery penalty, missile weapon penalty. So when you're wearing this heavy mail, you get -1 to hit with your sword, and you get -3 to hit with a bow. This is your bonuses. This is the bonuses that you get, or the bonuses and penalties you get to your defensive value and your penetration value, basically. Or protective value, sorry. So we get -3 to hit, so we're easier to be hit. However, we get +5 to defend. So when the enemy makes a damage roll, we take 5 off that damage roll. So the chainmail basically makes it so you're easier to hit, but you defend against more damage. So this is more of a tank kind of character. It's the same with the shield look. This gives us a +3 to defend against, so the enemy are going to be, so this negates, look, this +3 negates this -3. So the shield actually means that we still can actually dodge stuff now, and we get a +1 protection value as well. By the way, all of this is summarized here. So if we look in the right hand, we've got +7 bonus to hit. This tells you about your kick attack. And then, where are we? Pretty sure. I thought it told you... Sorry guys, it has been a while since I played this. It might be on the main screen. Where are we? There we are. There's our defensive value, look. So this is our total defense value. So the higher means you're harder to hit, and then the protection value is the more protection you have, the more damage mitigation you get. Okay, so it's very much like Sil and the Angband games in that respect. Let's continue into the dungeon. This is an easy dungeon. Looks like what have we got here? Okay, we've got a goblin rock thrower. This guy shouldn't be too much trouble. Yeah, we killed him. Now, you've got tactics. If you hold Shift and T, you can see that we've got a bunch of tactics. Now, you start off on normal. This means you get no hit bonus, you get no damage bonus, and you get no penalty to you or bonus to defense. Now, you can put yourself on 3 levels of defensive, and you can put yourself on 3 levels of aggressive, basically. So, and you trade off, right? If you go into the aggressive side, you get bonuses to hit and damage, but you lose defensive value as you kind of throw yourself into combat a bit more enthusiastically and you care less about defense. And it's the opposite if you play defensively. You get a penalty to hit, penalty to damage, but you get more defensive value. This makes combat in ADOM really, really exciting because you can switch up. It's not just bump, 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 okay? You want to be switching your tactics around. It doesn't take a turn to switch your tactics. Also, Coward has got a special effect, and it means that you are faster, essentially. You make moves faster. So you get plus 11 to your defensive value, but you don't get to hit or damage. But this helps you run away. And the way that speed works, you have 100... I'll have to read it out to you to actually explain how this works. But let's just suffice to say that you can get items and abilities that make it so that you can move quicker and in relation to how the other enemies are moving. I think if we find one of those items that makes it worthwhile talking about, I might look at how I'll show you how speed works. I don't know it well enough to be able to explain it without looking in the manual. Okay, so this dungeon, by the way, most people tend to skip this. Okay, we found a scroll. Most people tend to skip the early dungeon because, you know, when they're playing it for a while, because the bonuses you get in here are not always worth the time that you spend. But sometimes you can get some very good stuff. And since I'm inexperienced with the game, it's a very nice... It's a relatively easy dungeon. You're unlikely to die if you... unless you're careless. If you know the game a little bit. If you hit W and move in a certain direction, it stops you from having to jam the... mash the keys. Look, as you can see, he just went all this way around. Now we probably didn't want to do that because there's likely to be stuff here through secret doors. Okay, what do we got? We got a kobold, we've got an orc, and we've got a giant rat. Okay, so there's 3 monsters in here. I think we probably want to wait for them to come to us. Okay, so we missed the kobold. We killed the kobold. Okay, we've leveled it up. Okay, so now you level up quite a lot at the start of the game, and this is your opportunity to kind of build your character, okay? Now, these are skills. We get to improve skills, and then every now and again you get to improve your abilities too. Early on in the game, I think... Yeah, this is going to tell you what all the skills do, okay? So, I think athletics is a good one, if I remember right. Dodge is going to be really, really important. It's going to increase our protection value, I think. Let me just go to health. So yeah, let's just go through this. I hope you guys don't mind me going through this. I'm kind of learning the game again as we're playing, but you know. Athletics is a passive skill. It's used to raise your physical attributes by training your muscles and movement powers. Whenever you raise a level, this skill influences your chance to raise a physical attribute. That was it. That's why you want this one. Athletics works especially well for characters with low to very low physical attributes. So if you've got low, you know, like sub 10 attributes, this is really, really good way to kind of level yourself up. Athletics also affects your speed score. At 70 plus, you gain +1 to speed. At 75, you gain +2 to speed, etc. So you can, the more you go up, you actually get faster. Athletics is really important, if I remember right. The other one I think you probably want is, where are we? Dodge. This skill just increases your defensive value. So that if for a fighter, this is important. The higher your dodge skill, the more points will be added to your defensive value. So between 1 and 30, you get +1. You get +2 between 31 and 50, etc. Up to a massive +10 when you get dodge of 100. Find weakness is good. It enables you to score critical hits more often. Very useful for a fighter. First aid is essential if you get a bleeding wound. Food preservation can be good because it means that your food will last longer. Yeah, you've got all sorts of stuff. Now, we only get access to a certain bunch, depending on our, you know, it's to do with your race and your class. We get quite a lot as a human. Literacy can be better than it sounds, by the way. Literacy is quite useful because you can actually read scrolls, and we can't read scrolls. I don't think we probably won't be able to read with only having a literacy of 8. But I think I'm going to go into athletics. Athletics is you want to start, you want to improve early on. Okay, so we only got a small improvement there. Basically, rolls of dice. Okay, so we got 8 in dodge. I'm going to level up dodge a few times. I think we're going to go with find weakness. And I think we're going to go with first aid. First aid's quite useful just in case you do take a hit. A nasty hit. Okay. And we killed the orc. Alright. Here we go. We just kind of look around here. Now that proofing thing is space to open. There we are. We're just going to hit the space bar. That proofing thing is use searching. All right, we've got a goblin here, I think. Hobgoblin, there we are. Now, I don't know if that was a... Sometimes the monsters aren't always hostile, so you don't always want to kill them. If you found a large ration, that's very, very useful. Food is always worth finding. Now, we will get better at searching for secret doors later in the game. Oh, we got attacked by a goblin rock thrower. Let's pick his rock up, and we can probably throw it straight back at him. So if we hit the I key, go to N with missiles, and we can pick up... We can use the rock. I'm going to just demonstrate how this works. So you hit T and then you hit T again. Okay, we heard a thudding sound. We didn't hit him. Okay, I got hit there. Did you actually do any damage with that? No. Okay, so if you want to, you can pick up rocks. Yes. Sometimes it can be good to have a missile weapon just to kind of lure things out. Okay. We need to find... Alright, if you hit the down... if you hit the stairs... You can if you just like use the stair button, you can actually search your way all the way through the map. Oh, there we go. Got a heap of rocks here. You can search your way all the way through the map in order to find a pre-found, well, in order to get to a pre-found stair. Okay, got a jackal here. We are quite strong at fighting, by the way, so we shouldn't have any trouble on this early level. Okay, we've got to level 3. Again, we're going to go with athletics. Okay, that was a better roll. So we got 4d4 there, and we actually moved up to... okay, the maximum we can go this time is 50. I don't want to waste a pick on that. Let's go with dodge again. First aid. Find weakness. And... I might go a bit into literacy. Okay. Because it would be nice to be able to read scrolls. Okay, we can actually get a talent now. Quick would be good to get increased speed. Speed's going to basically make it so you act quicker compared to the enemies. Although I would like... sometimes the weapon affinities can be very good. For example, if we get an affinity with the sword we've got, we'll get +2 to hit and damage and melee with swords. You can also get affinities with... I think you can get an affinity with armors too. I might just be making that up. No, I think it might just be weapons then. Healthy's good. Heal runes 20% faster and heal more effectively. You can have the long stride, which gives you movement costs 950 energy points. That means it usually costs you 1,000. So that means that you're getting a small discount. You are moving faster than enemies. Okay, miser means you tend to find more gold. That could be useful if you're intending to buy stuff. Let's go with shield specialist. +1 defense value when you're wielding a shield. Okay. And we've actually found another shield. Now, like I say, there are cursed items in this, so you want to be a bit careful. We've got a medium shield already. I will pick up the new one, but I think we'll save it. Okay. Okay, I killed a goblin. So let's go and see what we can find this way. Got a critical hit then. Door's locked. Okay. Let's just boot it down. We're really strong, so we can boot doors down quite easily. You can kick enemies as well. There we go, look. So we kicked the goblin to death. Big boot to the head. Okay, these are relatively easy. Oh, we found a bat corpse. Now, I think you can eat those. There was a rabid dog. Tastes like chicken. Okay, so you can you want to be eating carrion. I know it sounds kind of gross. Oh, there we go. Found a secret door there. You want to be eating carrion as much as possible. The rations will last a fair amount of time, but you are going to be eating a lot of dead corpses in this game. Very much like Nethack in that respect. Down we go to the next level. Okay. Man, it's been such a long time since I played ADOM. I really like this tile set as well. It looks really good. Okay, so we just killed a goblin archer. There's a hearthling cake. A hearthling, by the way, is basically a hobbit. It's what, a halfling. It's what we call halflings in this game. Oh, rabid dog. Now, you don't get rabies if you get bitten by the dog, which is fortunate. That disease is horrible enough in real life. Never mind having it in ADOM too. Okay, we found a fortune cookie. This is another remnant from Nethack. You can eat the fortune cookie. The cookie contains a scrap of paper. It says, they say that some statues have magical bones. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, we killed the giant frog and the orc. Female orc. Okay, advanced to level 4. So we get to improve some skills again. Let's go with athletics again, because we want, this will give us the, like I say, it will actually improve your ability to level up certain abilities. So we want that early. It might not be so important with a fighter, but I won't go for dodge, I don't think. Find weakness is probably a good one to go for. Mind you, even we'd be getting a low roll. Okay, there we go. So we got a decent roll there. Yeah, I'd like to go with literacy. Okay, there we got the maximum roll. That was good. And I don't think we're going to be bothering with stealth or two-weapon combat. Let's just go with dodge. I want more dodge. And perhaps we increase haggling a little bit. I'm just going to go with a bit of a smattering. There's obviously ways. Let's eat the orc corpse. Tastes like pork. Old pork. Okay. Yeah, there's obviously ways to min-max this game, and I'm sure experts amongst you will be giving me all sorts of advice. Now, I'm going to stand aside and kick this, because sometimes there are boulder traps that will, or explosion traps behind the doors. Okay, what do we got here? Sorry. Oh, what's going on? An orc. Okay, just an orc. Oh, he dropped a flute. I'll pick that up. Now, I don't think there's any more levels to this floor. Now, if you stay on this dungeon floor too long, by the way, you will get attacked by a really, really large bunch of monsters, if I remember right, or a fair amount of the monsters. Let's take the goblin. We'll take that. We don't need to take the goblin corpse or eat it. I think we're probably satiated now. Actually, let's... The meal does not sit well with you. Okay. Okay. Pick up the gold. Okay, there's a wolf. Looks like we found some heavy boots. We'll pick up everything we can. We might be able to sell it. Okay, this thing's neutral, so we don't need to kill him. I've got a hobgoblin chief. Okay, this guy's going to be tougher. Let's go aggressive, I think. So we hit F2. We'll go very aggressive. There we go, bosh. So I'm going to jump back down to normal. Hit F4. Oh, we can use metallurgy. Selects an item for examination. You first need to identify. Okay. How do I go into our items? Yeah, you need to identify stuff before you can use metallurgy. I can't even remember what that skill does. Okay, giant rat. And a lizard man. Don't eat the rats. There's some items you do not want to eat. Oh, we found a crossbow. Hand crossbow. That might be useful. I think we need to come out of this dungeon now. We're going to get to the point where we get attacked by quite a lot of stuff. Oh, there's dwarven sausage. I definitely want that. Now, ADOM has a couple of different food clocks in the game. It has a literal food clock in the sense that, you know, like most classic roguelike games, it drives you down with food. So you have to eat. Oh, there's a spear too. Did I pick that up? No. I evaded a trap. Ah, I see. There was a spear trap. Oh, giant lizard. Okay, we advanced to level 5. Let's go into athletics. Let's get dodge. Find weakness. First aid. Literacy again. And stealth. And we'll just get a few points in stealth as well. Okay. Oh, we found a load of gold. I've been quite lucky with gold so far. Go around that one. Lizard man. And a goblin rock thrower. So it's worth trying to kill stuff, you know, if it's not going to put you in danger. But like all good roguelikes, you can't take everything on in this game. Okay, we found a secret door. Okay, so this is the base. We're just finding our way out now. Now there is a way. I think I'm trying to remember how you. I think it's W and then up. There we go. That was it. You hit the W key. W and then up, and it will just take you out. Ah, fire beetle. Now this is it. We start getting attacked by stronger creatures because we're on our way out now. Let's just close the doors behind us. I think I did see something following us. Okay, up we go. Oh. Out of ammunition. There we go. We got a critical hit with a rock, look. That's amazing. Let's pick up some of these rocks. What do we got? 11 gold pieces and a heap of rocks. Okay. And I think that's it. Okay, so we're out of the unassuming cave. Now, there are a bunch of other, you know, like I said, there's a load of other places that we can go. Let's jump into this little village. This is Terrino, a tiny hamlet consisting of a few primitive cottages, a shop, and a village hall. Trees grow peacefully between the small homes of the local populace. You feel at ease. There's a couple of quests you can pick up here. You got to be now. I don't think you always get every quest. I think it's. Let's just talk to this guy. No more Sorry, I can't even speak. No more turnips today, your worship. I be all sold out. Okay. Yeah, these are just farmers. Here's the shopkeeper. Welcome to Mungzip's magnificent Munchies Mall. You can pick up any of my wares from the ground, inspect them, and pay if you're convinced. Now, we've got a bunch of gold. But, hold on, where do we see our gold? Is it V? There, 362 gold pieces. Now, his stuff's kind of overpriced, I'd say. And I think we've already got a bunch of food. Yeah, we got an iron ration, a large ration. Yeah, we got a bunch of food. So we don't need... We can actually sell stuff here. He doesn't really have much in except rations, basically. Iron rations are expensive because they kind of last longer. Excuse me, I hear the shopkeeper has a sale on. Okay. Now, here's where you can pick up a quest. There's a couple of quests you can pick up here. There's a little girl that if you speak to, she wants you to find her dog. That's a really dangerous quest, and I die on it a lot. Now, I think for the first game, I'm going to ignore it. The puppy quest's really, really hard to do. It takes you into a dungeon that's pretty brutal. Oh, there's the village elder. Now we can talk to this guy. Now, depending on who you talk to first, either the village elder or I think it's there's another guy, will determine the quest, you know, one of the first quests that you get. Now, this game does have some quests. You don't have to play them, but they are fun, and you can get some good items out of them, but they can be quite tough. Us village is pestered by critters from the caves to the southeast. The village carpenter tried to explore the dungeon but was not seen again. It would be great if you could discover his whereabouts. Okay, so we've got a quest to go to try and figure out what's going down in that cave. I think we should go and do that. Now, there's a little girl. I don't want to talk to her because she'll activate the puppy quest. And it might be interesting to try that one. Okay, so there's a dungeon to the southeast. Now, before we do that... Oh! You encounter a group of bandits. Do you want to fight or evade? I'm going to evade. Oh, no, we didn't get away. All right, this is dangerous. We've got to get out of here. I think we're going to run. So put him on coward. We're going to run out of here. Okay, I'm going to put him back on normal. Okay, we got a critical hit on one of them. You want to flee the area? Let's try and kill a few first. Oh, there's a lot of them. I'm going to put myself on defensive, so I'm less likely to take damage. Yeah, we're quite well armed here. Okay, we did take two hit points of damage. Let's put it back on normal. Looks like these guys are easier to kill. Oh, did take 5 hit points of damage there. There we go. All right, so we fought off the bandits and advanced to level 6. You gained a new power. So yeah, now we're at this level. We're starting to get some of the fighter abilities that are coming in. So we get +7 points protection value bonus from some items. All right, skills. Swimming would be a good one eventually, but I think we're going to go with... Oh no, let's not bother with athletics. Dodge is also a little bit low. Go with find weakness. I'll increase literacy because I want to be able to use scrolls. Let's increase stealth a little. You never know when we might need to sneak past something. And we'll put some in listening as well, because listening is useful. Sometimes you'll hear enemies in other rooms and you can be like, oh, I recognize what that one is. I want to keep the hell away from it. Okay, good learn is a good one. It gives you more experience points so you level up faster. The thing is, you need to get this one early if you're going to take it. Okay, extraordinary stealthy, yeah. We don't know what weapons we're going to find in the game, so I'm going to wait for the affinities. They are good for, you know, if you really want to fight well. I think healthy would be a good one. Heals wounds 20% faster and heals more effectively. Now, what did we find? We found a medium shield. And we found an agate ring. Okay, let's get out of here. Now, there is a bandit village down here. Do you want to fight a wandering brown bear? Let's try and evade this. Horde of lizard men. No, we want to evade those. Ah, there's the town. A tiny, strangely distorted cave entry. Oh no, this is not the town. This is a dungeon, a dangerous one, if I remember right. I think this is... Ah, these caverns almost seem to be endless. Right, this is the endless caverns. This is one where it's very much like... The game changes, and it's more like Angband. So the levels change every single time, I think. There's probably... Oh, they get more dangerous as you go as well. I might just explore the first floor of this. Because there could be some... Okay, leather apron, climbing set. That's going to be useful. Now again, you can get swarmed by big swarms of enemies in ADOM if you take too long on certain levels. I am curious just to see what's in the first level of this, though. Also, we might be able to get some more gold. Oh. No, okay, nothing there. Now, ADOM's definitely one of those roguelikes where you can think that everything's going fine. Got a neutral cat there. Let's just kill that. You feel something passing very closely beside your head. The wild cat spits meow. Oh, he's following me. Large orc, and you okay, I critically wounded him. That's good. Oh, a kobold zombie. You improve your skill in swords weapon group to level 4. Okay, there's a load of D&D stuff in this. Okay, we're going to pick up everything we can find until we've hit our weapon, our weight limit, and then we'll sell it all. Come on. Oh. Cat just decided to attack me. Fair enough. So I just went hostile. Jackal. Oh, what do we got here? Dark Sage. Yikes. Okay. Let's go super aggressive. We're going to try and kill him. We're going to go berserker and hit him. There we go. So critical wound. Okay. Why did I do that? Because they've got spells that can be really, really dangerous. And I'm quite strong in melee at the moment for this level, I'd say. But we are not very, we're not very good. Oh. We're not very good at defending against magic. I'm going to come out of here because this is quite a dangerous dungeon. And I think we're going to go and find the bandit village. Lower Nitholel. Yeah, Lower Nitholel. It's got a really, really weird spelling that has. This is the bandit village. Now, we've got to be careful here. This is dangerous. We can get attacked just randomly by some of these guys. I'll go hostile. Nice free region here, says the outlaw. Okay. Now, there's missions you can pick up here, and you can do kind of evil missions. Barnabas, the human shopkeeper. Welcome to Barnabas Barnabas's Black Market. You can pick up any of my wares from the ground, inspect them, then pay if you are convinced. Okay, let's just move in, and we'll see what we got in here. Large ration, dwarven sausage, a large shield, leather boots, clothes, box with flint and steel, scroll of item detection. That's pretty cool. Staff of sensing traps. How much was that again? 2,000. We haven't got anywhere near that much money. Waterproof blanket. Let's drop some stuff. So what you do is you drop your items. I'd offer you 25 gold pieces for your leather apron. Okay, we'll say yes. What about the shield? Okay, 16 for that. 29 for the medium shield. Let's say no, because that sounds like G. Try this one then. Okay, so it's just the same shield pretty much as we already had. Yeah, 29 pieces. We don't need 2 of the shields, so we'll drop that one. We'll drop the spear. The club. Okay, also heavy boots. $85 pieces for the agate ring. No, that sounds like he's identified that as being something good. What about the flute? Yeah, we'll drop the flute. I'm just seeing what these are like. Okay, so they look like they're useful scrolls. Okay, I'm going to drop the arrows. That's going to be about it, I think. Okay, we've got 500 gold pieces left. Okay, and I think there's a weapon shop somewhere as well. Oh. Yeah, that guy is probably going to attack me. Alright, anyway guys, I think I'm going to end the episode here because I don't want it to go on for too long. I will catch you in the next episode. Let me know what you think of ADOM so far. Is this the kind of roguelike that you like? It's very much an old school roguelike with almost, it's almost like a mix between a roguelike and a classic RPG, but I love this game. I think it's really, really good. It's got its quirks, it's got its problems, but it's also, I just think it's a really, really charming game and a work of art by Thomas Biskup. It really is. Excellent, excellent roguelike, and it'll be a classic forever. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.